Chosen one, a powerful shift is occurring as your most loyal detractor has suddenly become your fiercest defender. People are losing their mind over how somebody is talking about you now. All their teeth are showing as their carefully constructed house of lies collapses. This person, once the most committed to your downfall, has woken up and is now shouting the truth about your character from the rooftops. This is the part nobody wants you to know. This person defending you now, they got seduced. Real thirst trap energy. Money was dangled in front of them. Attention was offered. Promises sounded too good to refuse. They were lured into speaking against you. They were led astray by people who knew exactly which buttons to push, and now they're looking back and seeing all of it. They see how they were manipulated, how they participated in dragging your name behind closed doors, how they co-signed opinions without checking facts, how they helped spread narratives that weren't even true. Regret is drowning them right now. They're taking full responsibility for the role they played in all of it. But they also see who was pulling the strings. They see the people who made it easy to go along with the lies, the ones who created an entire environment where everyone was expected to hate you in unison, where the only acceptable opinion was the one they approved. They see how they were part of a coordinated effort, and now they're calling it out. They study weaknesses. They watch what someone responds to. Is it validation? They offer validation. Is it belonging? They offer a place in the group. Is it opportunity? They dangle opportunities. Is it attention? They give all the attention. They customize the bait for each person they're trying to hook. And for this person defending you now, they found their weakness. Maybe it was feeling excluded. Maybe it was wanting to be part of something. Maybe it was financial pressure. Maybe it was romantic interest. Whatever it was, these people identified it and exploited it. They made the person feel like participating in the lies about you was the price of admission to something they wanted. That's manipulation. That's calculated. That's strategic. These weren't random people saying random things. This was orchestrated. This was planned. This was executed with precision. And this person defending you is now explaining exactly how it worked, step by step, tactic by tactic, lie by lie. This person realizes they self-sabotaged the best thing in their life. They had something solid with you, something grounded, something stable, and they threw it away because someone waved something shiny in their face. They downgraded hard, and now they're living with that reality every single day. Now they're attached to someone insecure when they had someone secure. Now they're dealing with chaos when they had peace. The moment this person started speaking differently about you, chaos erupted. Absolute chaos. People invested in making you look bad, went into immediate attack mode. Think about that for a second. Someone says something positive about you, and suddenly a full-scale battle breaks out. That's not normal behavior. That's the behavior of people with hidden agendas. That's the behavior of people whose teeth are about to show. And chosen one, let me tell you exactly what this looks like. This person defending you said something simple. Maybe that you're talented, maybe that you're genuine, maybe that there's no other energy worth being around. Something that should be completely normal to say about someone you respect. But the reaction, it was explosive, it was immediate, it was disproportionate, like treason just got committed. Watch how they're moving now. They're not just disagreeing, but they're attacking the person's character for having a different opinion. They're questioning their judgment, their intelligence, their loyalty, all because someone dared to speak positively about you. That tells you everything. When someone gets this upset about another person being appreciated, it means they had a vested interest in you not being appreciated. They needed you to be the villain. They required it. Someone felt like they were in control. Someone fought to keep restrictions in place. Someone tried to trap you. The lies moved forward through them with purpose. They were desperate to shift perspectives about you. Why? Because you had too much clout, too much innocence attached to your name, too much goodwill. And at the end of the day, they really couldn't say anything genuinely bad about you, not based on truth. So they had to manufacture narratives, create situations, get a bunch of people to hold up their lies so it looked legitimate. It worked for a while because most people don't think critically. Most people just go along with the loudest voices. But now someone's breaking ranks. Someone's telling the truth, and the whole structure is collapsing. And chosen one, the beautiful part about this is you're seeing who people really are under pressure. You're seeing who has integrity and who just performs integrity. You're seeing who actually cares about truth and who just uses truth as a weapon when it's convenient. Now this person defending you, not backing down, not even a little bit, possessive about your name, your reputation, your truth, literally saying, "Don't play with me." Not wanting to hear the gaslighting anymore. That clarity hit like a ton of bricks, and now exact understanding exists about how the manipulation happened, how ending up doing things that are now regretted occurred, and the response, pure battle mode, fighting with everything available, calling this person a simp, calling them sprung, making fun of speaking highly of you. But no folding is happening. Full defense mode is active now. Other people are miserable about it. Some are even calling out the behavior being witnessed. This situation escalated fast. You want to know what really has them spiraling? This person defending you is calling out specifics, not vague accusations, actual receipts, actual moments, actual conversations where people said one thing to someone's face and completely different things behind closed doors, connecting dots that were never supposed to be connected, pointing out patterns that were supposed to stay hidden. If this message speaks to your soul, hype this video so other chosen ones can discover it. Things are being said like, remember when this happened and everyone acted like it was your fault, but actually orchestration occurred. Remember when claims were made that you did this, but actually those people did it and blamed you. Remember when claims happened that you were the problem, but problem creation occurred and your reactions got documented. This level of detail is what's making sleep impossible for people. Because having someone generally defend you is one thing. Having someone systematically dismantle the lies with precision is entirely another thing. This person isn't just saying you're good. Explanation is happening about exactly how you got set up to look bad. The tactics are being exposed. The coordination, the intentional confusion that got created around your name. This person has nothing to gain from defending you right now. Nothing. No attempt to get back with you. No attempt to look good. This is happening because the weight of staying silent became heavier than the risk of speaking up. That's authentic, that's real, and that authenticity is cutting through the noise like a knife. It was only a matter of time before this happened. This person defending you feels like the worst end of the stick got received when walking away from you occurred. Saying that it's bad for you is happening now. Recognizing soulmate energy, real connection, and other people can't stand it. Meanwhile, people were being nosy the whole time, sticking noses where belonging didn't exist, getting information about you. The person defending you might have invited them in at one point, shared personal business, but now something different is being said. Clarity exists, and these nosy people can't speak on you the same way anymore. Somebody could have been getting information about you, being nosy about your life, and in time the person defending you realized why so much interest existed, why nose-sticking kept happening. A battle about this exists now, about boundaries being violated, about business that wasn't theirs. Here's what was supposed to happen. This person defending you was supposed to stay blind, restricted, being kept from recognizing how much care exists for you. That's what the fight was for, to keep this person from being in love with you, from supporting you, from appreciating what you do. That was supposed to be off limits. Someone wanted this person to only please them, to submit without question, to take without giving. There's a lack of genuine care in these people, a lack of real admiration. Even the compliments given are strange, transactional. Someone felt entitled to control how others see you, and almost succeeding happened. Let me break down the psychology of this control, because seeing it clearly is important. An entire system got created where loving you, respecting you, or even speaking neutrally about you became socially unacceptable in their circle. Examples got made out of anyone who didn't participate in the negativity. Rewards went to people who joined in the dragging. A culture got created where the cost of defending you was isolation from the group. That's why this person stayed quiet for so long. That's why going along happened. The social pressure was immense. The fear of being cast out was real. What happened to others who didn't fall in line got witnessed. How quickly someone could go from being included to being the next target got seen. So participation occurred. Co-signing happened. Silence existed when speaking up should have happened, but something shifted. Maybe getting tired of self-betrayal occurred. Maybe the realization hit that the group being protected wasn't worth protecting. Maybe looking in the mirror and not recognizing who had been become happened. Whatever it was, the decision got made that truth was more important than belonging to a group built on lies. And that decision is causing earthquakes, starseeds. They never expected this. The technology used to suppress consciousness has been reverse engineered, and Destiny Engine is the result. What was once used against humanity is now your ascension weapon. You can now MK Ultra yourself into 5D superpowers. Destiny Engine bypasses the conscious mind and rewrites the source code directly. Reality bends faster. Synchronicities stack. Your nervous system upgrades to a higher bandwidth. Put on headphones. Press play. That's all. For $1, you switch sides of history. Click the link in the description. The takeover is internal. You need to understand what this means for you. This person breaking free isn't just about them. It's proof that the control these people had was never as solid as it seemed. It's evidence that the narrative built required constant maintenance, constant pressure, constant reinforcement, and the moment someone stopped maintaining it, the whole thing started crumbling. That's not strength, that's fragility disguised as power. But this person broke free. Hands aren't tied anymore. Speaking up is happening, and the people who orchestrated this whole thing are stressed about how it's all coming out. Knowledge exists that teeth are showing. All motives are being exposed. The tower is falling. And chosen one, someone is scared of you in real life. The way movement has been happening would never occur out in the open. Damn sure wouldn't happen to your face. There's something about the way you could check them that would shut mouths immediately. Knowledge of this exists. You know it. Everyone knows it. That's why Operation in Shadows occurred. That's why behind-the-scenes work happened. That's why a group was needed to back things up. Because one-on-one, face-to-face, in the light of day, knowledge exists that standing against your truth can't happen. So much is being done behind the scenes, fighting to create difficult positions for you, fighting to keep people away from you, fighting to bring confusion. Imagine knowing the truth isn't on your side and still fighting this hard. Imagine knowing what's being done is wrong and still trying to get others to do it with you. That's how ridiculous this is. That's how desperate it is. That's how much your light threatens their darkness. For as long as everyone said the same thing about you, these people looked right. Comfort existed, being hell-bent on getting everyone to agree, getting everyone on their side. But then someone spoke up. Someone said something different, and handling it couldn't happen. Knowledge exists that messing up occurred. Big time. Teeth got shown in public. True colors got shown. Motives got shown. The way reaction happened to someone simply saying something positive about you proved your point. All teeth got shown without realization even happening. You might have even called out motives beforehand, warned people, and now everything fits. Everything you said is making sense to people who didn't believe at first. Someone said your name with respect, maybe even with love, and composure got completely lost. Hiding the reaction couldn't happen. Playing it cool couldn't happen. Pretending to be reasonable couldn't happen. The response was so visceral, so immediate, so disproportionate that everyone watching started asking questions. Why this level of anger? Why does someone else's opinion about you trigger this hard? What investment exists in you being viewed negatively? Those questions are poison to their operation. Because the moment people start asking why someone cares so much about controlling the narrative loses its power. Watch what's happening now. Scrambling, trying to backpedal, trying to explain away the reaction, but unshowing teeth can't happen. Taking back that level of emotion can't happen. Pretending calm existed when everyone saw the loss of control can't happen. And the harder trying to justify the reaction occurs, the more guilty the appearance. Some are trying a different approach, attempting to turn this into a joke, acting like seriousness didn't exist, like everyone's overreacting. But it's too late for that. People saw the real emotion. People felt the genuine anger. Gaslighting people out of what got witnessed with their own eyes can't happen. Knowledge exists that messing up occurred. That's why being up all night happens. Belief can't exist that it happened. Belief can't exist that self-exposure occurred this completely. For some of you, this involves someone with a reputation, someone known for moving a certain way, and that's part of why the person defending you has such clarity now. The bigger picture of who was being dealt with is being seen. The panic is real right now, because this person who's been exposed worked really hard to make people feel a certain way about you, a negative way. Investment of time occurred, energy, relationships, resources, all to maintain a specific perception, and now it's all unraveling. The transformation is happening, the shift is real, and it was never seen coming. Not like this, not this fast, not this publicly. The person defending you knows why the relationship with certain people became tumultuous, why chaos occurred, why unreliability set in. Understanding exists about why something that was once a sure thing suddenly wasn't anymore, why grounding and stability disappeared. Full clarity exists now on why life wasn't good anymore. The downgrade is visible. Being attached to someone insecure when someone secure was available. Recognition of personal self-sabotage, seeing exactly where wrong turns happened, what got done, who supported poor decisions, knowing how seduction occurred, how being led astray happened. On self-blame exists because knowledge is there that allowing it shouldn't have occurred. Dragging you behind the scenes happened, and this person participated. Going along with it occurred. Self-sabotage did this, and now looking at where the struggles came from is happening. Why so much discontent existed. For some, ghosting you occurred. Demeanor flipped with no warning. Communication fell apart. Comparing is happening. Comparing what existed with you to what exists now. Comparing the peace felt with you to the chaos felt now. Comparing the security had with you to the uncertainty had now. Comparing the authenticity experienced with you to the performance experienced now. And the comparison is devastating, because unseeing clarity can't happen. Once truth gets seen, going back to believing the lie can't happen. Once pattern recognition occurs, pretending it doesn't exist can't happen. Once manipulation gets understood, falling for it again can't happen. This person has crossed a threshold, waking up happened, and going back to sleep can't occur. Struggling is happening because disappearing is easier than actually working on oneself. Not showing up was easier than stepping up. Someone who needed to grow badly, someone immature who wanted to play games, and now being mad and embarrassed is the state. Figuring out the next move is needed. Stopping thinking about what happened can't occur. Feeling dumb is the reality. Immaturity showed. This person might have been a pleaser to someone else, someone who prioritized making others happy over standing in personal truth. Reviewing immaturity is occurring. Reviewing how every time working on oneself was needed, showing up didn't happen. And that clarity is what's driving the defense of you now. But something deeper is happening here. This person isn't just defending you because realizing being wrong occurred. Defending you is happening because understanding exists now that attacking you was attacking oneself. Every lie told about you was a lie told to oneself. Every time participation in dragging your name occurred, personal integrity got dragged. Every time choosing to go along with the narrative happened, choosing to betray personal truth occurred, and that realization changes everything, because now defending you isn't about you. It's about reclaiming oneself. It's about standing in personal truth. It's about choosing integrity over acceptance. And that kind of defense is unshakable. Talking someone out of defending personal integrity can't happen. Manipulating someone out of standing in personal truth can't occur. Self-sabotage is being admitted. Ruining the best thing in life is being said. How people were dragging your name through the mud behind closed doors is being talked about. How wishing rejection of certain things had occurred is being expressed. How being led astray happened is being explained. How wishing saying not interested in participating had happened is being voiced. And the people who did the dragging, fighting about it, making a big deal, calling this person names for speaking highly of you, but real possessive energy about defending you got activated, real protective energy. Don't play with me is being said. Not wanting to hear it anymore is the stance. This person isn't just saying nice things about you. Correcting the record is happening. Saying remember when everyone said you did this thing but actually you never did that. Remember when claims happened that you said something but those weren't your words. Remember when being made out to be the aggressor occurred, but you were actually defending yourself. Filling in gaps that were left intentionally empty is occurring. Providing context that got deliberately removed. Explaining the full situation instead of the edited version that made you look bad. And every time this happens, the people who created those edited versions lose their minds a little bit more. Because here's what you need to understand. Those people didn't just lie about you. Careful lies got crafted. Strategic lies. Lies that had just enough truth mixed in to sound believable. Lies that were hard to disprove without looking defensive. Lies that were designed to spread easily and stick permanently. And now someone who was part of that operation is explaining how it worked. That's devastating to them. Things are being said like taking things you said out of context on purpose used to happen. Sharing partial screenshots used to occur. Telling people about your reactions without mentioning what provoked those reactions used to happen. Describing your boundaries as you being difficult used to occur. Framing your standards as you being stuck up used to happen. And all of this happened while acting concerned about you. The audacity of that, the calculated nature of it, that's what's being exposed. And the more exposure occurs, the angrier these other people get. Because anger isn't happening that lies are being told. Anger is happening that the truth is being told. Big difference. Now being in defense mode is the state, and other people are miserable. Some are even calling out the behavior being witnessed, calling out community behavior, naming names. This escalated fast because being done with association to certain individuals and their behavior is the stance. Being done with attachment to people who represent everything, now seen clearly. The battle happening right now is intense. War over you is occurring. It was only a matter of time. Feeling like the worst end of the stick got received is the reality. Saying it's bad for you is happening. Recognizing real connection, real value, and other people can't handle it. Meanwhile, these other people were being nosy the whole time. Getting information, sticking noses where belonging didn't exist. The person defending you might have invited them in at one point, shared personal business, but now something different is being said. Clarity exists, and these nosy people can't speak on you the same way anymore. Getting information about you could have been happening, being nosy about your life, and in time the person defending you realized why so much interest existed, why nose-sticking kept happening. A battle about this exists now, about boundaries being violated, about business that wasn't theirs. Just being curious wasn't the case. Intelligence gathering was occurring, information collection to be used against you later, building a file. Every time something personal got shared, cataloging happened. Every time vulnerability got shown, notes got taken. Every time trust was given with something, calculating how to weaponize it occurred, and the person defending you is calling this out now, saying questions that seemed caring, but were actually reconnaissance happened, explaining how these people would act supportive to your face to get information, then immediately share that information with people who wanted to harm you. Exposing the intelligence network that got built around your life. This is making the nosy ones extremely uncomfortable, because the whole thing was operating under the radar, acting innocent, playing the caring friend or concerned family member or interested party. But now question reframing is happening, interest is being recontextualized, and people are starting to see it wasn't genuine care, it was surveillance. Confirmation is coming out. Truth, gossip is being verified. Some of this involves family members who were happy to be nosy, who wanted confusion, who wanted people to misunderstand you. Community dynamics, groupthink, people who wanted the world itself to be confused about who you are. But now being the confused ones is their state. Understanding how it got here doesn't exist. How the person thought to be controlled broke free. Someone was supposed to stay restricted, blind. When speaking started happening, realization occurred that the blindfold was off. Someone who would prioritize pleasing others, especially family or group dynamics, was supposed to keep prioritizing that, wanting this person blinded from recognizing how much care exists for you. That's what was supposed to be restricted. Being in love, supporting you, appreciating what you do. But here's what broke the spell. This person started comparing what got told about you with what actually got experienced with you, and the gap was too big, the discrepancy was too obvious. Being told you were difficult, but you were actually just clear about boundaries. Being told you were dramatic, but you were actually just honest about feelings. Being told you were the problem, but every problem seemed to trace back to the people saying. Once questioning one lie started, the rest started falling apart. That's how it works. Lies need to be believed completely to work. The moment pulling one string starts, the whole sweater unravels, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Here's what's been happening this whole time. Gaslighting. Pure gaslighting. Trying to calm people down is happening now, acting like things aren't what they seem, saying this isn't what you think, trying to sound honest, but blowing up in faces is happening spectacularly. Trying to gaslight the person who has clarity about you got attempted. That backfired badly. Why? Because getting gaslit about you already happened before. Falling for it once occurred. Falling for it again can't happen. Someone tried to make excuses, tried to say this isn't what you think, to be honest. And then the tower fell. Everything collapsed. These people didn't just lie, making you question your perception of reality occurred, making you doubt your own experiences happened, making you feel crazy for noticing patterns occurred, making you feel dramatic for having reactions happened, making you feel like the problem was you not being able to take a joke, not them constantly disrespecting you, and this happened systematically. Whenever calling out their behavior occurred, acting confused was the response. What are you talking about? That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. You're being too sensitive. You're creating problems that don't exist. And if persisting occurred, bringing in reinforcements happened. Other people who would agree that overreacting is happening, that seeing things that aren't there is occurring, that being the one causing drama is the case. This person defending you now, being part of that reinforcement occurred, being one of the people saying overreacting is happening, being one of the voices making you doubt yourself, and now admitting it is occurring. Now saying actually you weren't crazy is happening. Actually you weren't overreacting. Actually everything noticed was real. We were the ones lying. We were the ones manipulating. We were the ones gaslighting. That admission is powerful, because validating everything you experienced is occurring, everything you felt, everything you knew but were made to question. This person is giving you back your reality, confirming that your perception was accurate all along, and that confirmation is breaking the spell for others too. Now these people are confused as hell, worried, afraid, overwhelmed. Keeping them up at night is happening, consuming them. People aren't reaching back out to them anymore. Their actual motives are out, exposed. The way reaction happened when someone started speaking clearly about you proved everything. It proved attacking you all along was the case. Trying to use the same gaslighting tactics on the person defending you is happening. Saying you're remembering things wrong, you're being manipulated. You're not seeing clearly, but having receipts now is the reality. Keeping track happened, documenting occurred, remembering exists, and every time denying reality gets attempted, pointing to proof that it happened exactly as said occurs. That's checkmate. Gaslighting someone who's awake can't happen. Making someone doubt their reality when trusting their perception exists can't occur. And now being stuck is their state. Denying what's obvious can't happen. Explaining away what's clear can't occur. Relationships are falling apart. The connection with the person who has clarity got messed up. True selves got shown, and messing up healing with you occurred. These people are obsessed with your healing, obsessed with whether you're doing better, whether you've recovered, whether you're back to your old self, whether you're still standing by your morals. This obsession has them furious. It embarrasses them. Stopping thinking about it can't occur. A lot of people are involved in this, not just one or two, multiple people, but one by one, swords are being put down. Seeing what this person's motives really were is occurring. Seeing someone hurt and looking for brighter days. Seeing someone who feels betrayed because someone had clarity. Downgrade energy is everywhere. Someone is having a terrible ending with someone who is a downgrade from you. Or someone was pretending to be an upgrade and turned out to be a downgrade. Either way, realizing you were the upgrade all along is occurring. Stopping thinking about how someone isn't you can't happen. How someone can't do what you do, can't move how you move. This person downgraded massively, and drowning in that reality is happening. And chosen one, let me tell you what this downgrade looks like in practice. Thinking trading up was happening. Thinking getting something better was occurring. Being told getting something better was the case, but now living in the reality of what actually got chosen. And it's nowhere near what existed with you. The person now attached to doesn't have your integrity, doesn't have your authenticity, doesn't have your depth. Surface-level things that look good from the outside might exist, but when it comes to actual substance, actual character, actual consistency, nothing is there, and realizing it every single day is occurring. Realizing you were solid where this person is unstable, you were honest where this person manipulates, you were consistent where this person flip-flops, you were genuine where this person performs, and that realization is eating alive, because going back can't happen, undoing what got done can't occur. That bridge got burned, and now being stuck on the other side with someone who isn't even a fraction of what you were to them. You were someone's dream come true, for real, and questioning you occurred, doubting you happened, but work to do on oneself got avoided. Now feeling the weight of that downgrade is the reality. All of this happened because someone decided to speak truth, to speak how really feeling is. And that turned certain people into weapons. Full attack mode got activated. The immature people are struggling because of disconnection from you. Bothering them constantly is happening. It's a major struggle. Replaying everything occurs. Feeling like getting lost in illusion happened. Like allowing other options to cloud judgment. A choice got made that didn't make sense. False representation occurred. Feeling like what got done turned out to be against you. Planting seeds where something could grow wasn't happening, and you might have intuitively picked up on all of this. You might have known this was coming. Reviewing everything about the situation is occurring, reviewing connections with others, and saying deserving the karma being gotten is happening, deserving to struggle, because you came in solid, you were fair. Your assessment didn't come from insecurity or trauma, it came from clarity. You were speaking truth when describing hidden motives. The first one was this person speaking up and defending you that caused the second domino. People who were on the fence started questioning the narrative that caused the third domino. People who actively participated started feeling guilty that caused the fourth domino. People who stayed silent started speaking up, and now the whole line is falling one by one, and stopping it can't happen, slowing it down can't occur, only watching it happen and panicking about what comes next, because if this person flipped, who else might flip? If this person saw through the lies, who else might see through them? If this person felt brave enough to speak up, who else might find that courage? That's what's keeping them up at night. Not just what's being said now, but what might be said next. Not just who's defending you now, but who might defend you tomorrow. You're the one who puts the pieces together. Trust yourself. Nothing gets by you. Seeing through masks happens. Seeing the puzzle pieces of who's guilty, who's lying, what's not true, who's faking, who's pretending, who's holding secrets, always seeing it. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's discernment. That's wisdom. That's your gift. And it's a gift that can't be taken from you, no matter how hard trying occurs. Remember who you are. Remember what got survived. Remember you are chosen for a reason. The truth always comes to light. Always. The lies always crumble. The pretenders always get exposed. And you're standing tall while scrambling to pick up the pieces of illusions created is their reality. Watch what happens next. Watch how the people who stayed silent start finding their voice. Watch how the people who pretended not to see suddenly have perfect vision. Watch how the narrative shifts, not because forcing it happened, but because truth has its own weight, its own gravity, its own power, and lies, no matter how well crafted, can't stand against that forever. You didn't need to be louder than them, you just needed to be truer than them. You didn't need to fight harder than them, you just needed to stand firmer than them. You didn't need to be more strategic than them, you just needed to be more authentic than them. And you were, you are, you always will be. That's not hope, that's not faith, that's fact, that's your reality, that's who you are, chosen one. With clarity as your sword and truth as your shield, watching everyone who came against you expose themselves without lifting a finger. That's power, that's dominion, that's you. And losing their minds is happening because finally realizing standing a chance against someone who stood in truth never existed, someone who didn't need to manipulate, someone who didn't need to lie, someone who was just authentically, powerfully, undeniably themselves. That's someone